Somewhere, far beyond the reach of our telescopes, beyond the glow of our cities, beyond even the farthest of our distant satellites, there may be a voice. Not human, not familiar, but intelligent. For generations, we have turned our eyes upward. We've listened, we've waited, and we've asked a question that, at its heart, is as personal as it is cosmic. Are we alone? The search for extraterrestrial intelligence, SETI, is one of the most daring scientific endeavors ever undertaken. It seeks not only to detect another civilization, but to answer a question that could redefine our place in the universe. But this search, patient, methodical, often quiet, is not without critics. They say it's fantasy. They say it's pointless. They say it's a waste. Let's look closer. Let's dive beneath the myths and explore what SETI really is, and why we might be standing at the edge of something truly extraordinary. SETI is not science fiction. It is not about alien abductions or government conspiracies. It is a rigorous scientific effort that asks, could we detect the technological footprint of a distant civilization if it exists? Imagine Earth, seen from light years away. Long before we had planes or rockets, we had radio. That's what SETI is listening for, technosignatures. These are signs of technology, the unintentional glow of a civilization. Much like how Earth now leaks hundreds of thousands of signals into space each day. SETI uses massive radio telescopes like the Green Bank Observatory in West Virginia and the Meerkat Array in South Africa. These instruments sweep across the sky, analyzing billions of frequencies in search of a pattern, something unnatural, something intelligent. But this is not guesswork. It's not romanticism. It is, at its core, pattern recognition on a cosmic scale, one of the most precise signal searches ever conceived. And it's not just listening anymore. SETI researchers now look for optical pulses, infrared beams, even waste heat, byproducts of advanced energy use, scattered like breadcrumbs across space. SETI is science at its most imaginative, grounded in physics, but reaching toward the unknown. Let's stop for a moment and take in the scale of what SETI is trying to uncover. There are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on every beach on Earth. Most of those stars have planets. Many of those planets are in the habitable zone, the sweet spot where liquid water and potentially life can exist. If intelligent life arose just once among every million such planets, the galaxy would be teeming with civilizations. And yet, we hear nothing. No signal, no beacon, just silence. But silence doesn't mean absence. It may simply mean we're listening at the wrong time, in the wrong direction, or with the wrong tools. Or it may mean that advanced life is rare, or short-lived, or subtle. SETI embraces this uncertainty, not as failure, but as motivation. The sheer difficulty of this task does not diminish its importance. It elevates it, because even one whisper across the void would change everything. People often ask, if alien civilizations exist, why haven't we found them? But this assumes we've done an exhaustive search. We haven't. In fact, astronomer Jill Tarter, one of SETI's most influential voices, compares our search to dipping a glass into the ocean and concluding there are no whales because the glass came up empty. The universe is vast. Our search, so far, has covered a microscopic fraction of what's possible. Imagine scanning just a few radio frequencies for a few hours across a tiny patch of sky out of billions. That's the reality of where we are today. But the tools are improving. Projects like Breakthrough Listen now analyze billions of channels per second. Machine learning helps detect anomalies that once went unnoticed. What used to take years now takes days. SETI is not standing still. It's accelerating. Another common myth? that SETI wastes money that could be better spent elsewhere. But here's the reality. SETI receives a tiny sliver of the funding allocated to scientific research. Most SETI programs are funded privately, not with taxpayer dollars. To put it into perspective, the cost of global SETI efforts over the past 50 years is less than what the US military spends in a single hour. Meanwhile, SETI drives advances in AI, high-speed computing, signal processing, and data analysis. Its techniques are used in climate modeling, cancer research, and even earthquake prediction. SETI's value isn't just in its end goal. It's in the tools and insight we gain along the way. Some fear that if we find aliens, or if they find us, the outcome could be disastrous. Stories from H.G. Wells to Hollywood warn us of invasion, destruction, or domination. But SETI doesn't transmit messages. It only listens. And if any advanced civilization wanted to find us, they already could. Our planet has been radiating signals, unintentionally, for over a century. We are not hiding. And think, any civilization that has survived its technological adolescence long enough to develop interstellar capabilities must have overcome the very self-destructive urges we still struggle with. They may be wiser, more stable, more peaceful. The silence we hear today might not be threatening. It might be a kind of caution, or a waiting game, or simply the quiet of great distance. At its deepest level, SETI isn't just about them. It's about us. It's about how we think of intelligence, how we define life, how we imagine our own future. It's about understanding our uniqueness, and perhaps our ordinariness. To ask whether others are out there is to confront the fragility of our planet, the smallness of our species, and the miracle of our existence. And even in the absence of a signal, SETI teaches us. It makes us better observers, better collaborators, better stewards of the Earth. It reminds us that curiosity is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Imagine it. A pattern emerges from the data, one that can't be explained by stars, or pulsars, or satellites. It repeats. It modulates. It speaks, not in words, but in precision, intention, design, a signal from another civilization. What would we do? How would the world react? Would it unite us or divide us? One thing is certain. It would change the trajectory of human history. We would no longer be the only known intelligence in the universe. We would have confirmation that mind, the capacity to wonder, to build, to dream, is not exclusive to Earth. SETI prepares us for that moment. Quietly, patiently, one signal at a time. So, is SETI a waste of time? Or is it an act of cosmic courage? To search the skies, not knowing if anyone will ever answer, is an expression of hope. A hope that the universe is not indifferent. A hope that, in the vast silence of space, there are others who also listen. In the end, SETI is a celebration of our most noble trait, the refusal to stop asking big questions. Because to search for others is to know ourselves. To listen for a voice across the stars is to believe we're not speaking into a void, but into a great, waiting conversation. And that, perhaps, is the greatest human adventure of all.